I'm just shuffling the cards from the previous story. It seems like there is just, I don't know. I keep hearing I'm in the business of trying to save lives, save souls. I've always been the helper. I've always been the sharer of information, of anything, little detail that I've known. I'll repeat the same information until everybody's heard it who needs to hear it. Not intentionally, it's just the way that I've been. Like different little facts about, maybe supplements that are helpful to me. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I do have a degree. It's a bachelor's degree. My best class was, my best grade ever in college was existential psychology. And it pretty much means that everything that we go through is connected for some kind of purpose or reason. And it was interesting to me when I was in that class, there were some people who failed the class. And we would even have study groups about it for the tests. And I could see how some people were struggling with the concepts. At the time, I didn't think much of it because, it's like math to some people. Math is a hard idea. Math is a hard concept to maneuver. Whatever, any of the other sciences, they're just different and hard for some people to maneuver. And so looking back, I'm realizing that maybe these people didn't even have any kind of spiritual connection at all, and that's why they didn't understand it. Duh, right? I know that about myself. Sometimes I miss those little facts, those little pieces. We've got the comb over. Trying to, what's the word? Conceal something. Trying to hide something, trying to make something seem not so obvious. We've got the goat, greatest of all time. Could also be a Capricorn, steady footing. The submarine. Something is under the surface, but it's going to rise to the surface. The submarine always rises to the surface. Could have something to do with someone in a submarine. Maybe someone who's in the Navy. We've got the penguin, someone who walked away from the group. I'm hearing submersible. Maybe someone walked away. Maybe someone passed away in a submersible or in a submarine. My condolences to the family, to the person that actually happened to the people, I should say. Considering we had the one penguin there, I know there was more people in that submersible. Super sad. Those people were very nice, at least the two that I met. Shave and the penguin walking away. Cutting something close. Removing something. Maybe this person who walked away is being removed from a situation. Someone could be shaving off the top of something. If the shoe fits, I guess someone's shaving off the top of something. Smoke signal. Whatever this person shaved the top of, it's being seen loud and clear, like a help signal. It's been seen, it's been noticed, and now someone's coming to investigate it because there's trouble lurking there, right? You can't Make it seem like it's not there. There's a smoke signal for Pete's sake, folks. It's like, why shuffle them if you're putting them in the middle of the deck? Well, I'm going to have to take that little thing out from underneath it. Bottom of the deck, we've got Rest in Peace, the Death card. And mind you, this was on the last row of the last read. It also makes me want to mention, remember that, I don't know how long you've been here, if at all. Thank you for being here. We had a few stories ago where we had that card of the ancient spirit that comes to collect. And it progressively went from the top row to the second row to the third row, and then finally the last card in the fourth row. It's like someone was getting that many warnings saying, I'm coming to collect. This was in your past. Okay, I'm coming to collect. This is more in your more recent past. Okay, I'm coming to collect. This is coming in your current time. This is another warning. I'm coming to collect. This is your outcome. I'm coming to collect. There's some kind of transformation happening, perhaps. It could be the complete end to something. Someone could be pushing daisies. Or there could be a situation that's completely ended and we're going into a new, beautiful, spiritual situation. Whatever that means to you. Split of the deck, we have deep waves. This could have something to do with someone who has deep waves. They take good care of their hair. I remember how proud some people would have, who were very proud of their deep waves. It takes a lot of dedication to keep using that brush. It could have something to do with someone's emotional state. How they feel about themselves. Their self-care. We've got bored here. Someone could be bored. It could be a surfer. It could be a skateboarder. It could be a teacher of some sort. It could be a woodworker. Someone could be very bored of hearing about someone's success, perhaps. We've got all of these for the last, for the split of the deck. We've got the traffic cone, being mindful. There's a space that's being reserved, or you're being blocked from, or you're not supposed to pass. Recidivism, someone keeps going back to doing the same thing, being very angry. Maybe they're sick, physically sick, due to a circumstance of some sort. Where's my, at least there's one here. Someone's been bitten by something and now they're rabid, got rabies. They're so angry about something, maybe of a natural disaster that they were forced to be quiet about, and they were told that they were actually going to be saved from. But they were forewarned not to do it. So someone's deep in their emotions about it. Why go back to the same behavior? Or why are you acting like this? Someone could be being blackmailed, or someone is being saved from being blackmailed, or maybe someone just wanted to be saved. Someone was forced not to talk about a natural disaster, about something that was done by someone who was very angry, who was sent back to prison or jail for not respecting someone's boundaries. We all know I have a person in my life that I had encountered who I feel is still on the rampage. And so, I don't understand why, but this person thinks that I was the cause of what it was that they did. It's like, how am I the cause when you chose to do what you did? I didn't ask you to do that. I didn't drive you to that. I always communicated. Respectfully. If I didn't say anything, it's because I didn't want to upset the apple cart. I'm sorry, folks, but if you choose to do the actions that would cause you to have to go back to this place or go to this place, that was your choice. You chose that. Nobody chose that but you. Nobody forced you. Trying it again. Act 1, we've got scene 1, take 2, take 3, act 1, scene 1, take 7. Someone's trying it again. What are they trying again, I wonder? Skeletons in the closet. Maybe they're trying to deal with their skeletons in the closet. A spoonful of sugar helps medication go down. Maybe someone's on medication in order to deal with their skeletons in the closet. Again, with the card, and I want to find the, I don't know where the sleeves went, folks. Well, this is unfortunate. It's like, why do you need them now? Well, just because I want to. And they were right here. So interesting. It's so interesting that it's not interesting, right? It's bored. We're bored. We've got karma. Someone's dealing with the karma of that. Maybe the karma of their house. Maybe the karma of their stability is being affected. There's a change in their housing. Someone's got squirrely methods. They're collecting their nuts and their resources. Maybe there's going to be a change in resources because someone found the squirrel's stash. There's a change in the way that they do things. There's a change in their certainty. Have you ever seen a squirrel jump from like a wall to a tree that was like 4 or 5 feet away? No fear. They just jump and they go for it. So it's something to do with a house and somebody's resources. Someone's skeletons are coming out. We've got rose-colored lenses. Maybe this is going to create a situation where someone can have rose-colored lenses. Maybe someone's just in the natural stance of trying and trying again, and they do it with a joyful heart. Maybe someone's not seeing the severity of the evil eye or the fact that someone is jealous at somebody, or they are throwing some negativity in their direction. Perhaps someone is trying to not let other people see that that's who they are, that they keep throwing negativity. That's their skeleton in the closet. Maybe they're jealous at the fact that someone doesn't even have any skeletons in the closet. I don't even see a skeleton in there. We've got past life. This could be a past life connection, past life experience, something that's happened in the past. I had always questioned with my ex that I had mentioned before. It's like, I wonder if we had like a past life experience or a past life situation where this person thought I did something to them and they want me to pay in this lifetime. Or maybe there was a situation that caused them to have to return themselves to jail for whatever reason, and they're blaming you for what happened to them in the past. Or maybe they're just plain jealous at the fact that you can heal and you can see things through a rose-colored lens, regardless of what it is that you've gone through. And it pisses them off, and it makes them kind of not so okay with themselves with the straitjacket. Past life confinement. Maybe there's someone who has been confined several times. So they can't help. So they can't hurt themselves or anybody else. And so someone can't help them with that. Maybe someone was trying to help them with that, since I was trying to say can't help. They were trying to help them with that in a past life, but they were not able to reach them. We've got a calculator. Someone's trying to add these things up. Maybe someone's trying to add up something that has to do with a house. Straight and narrow, perhaps. This is supposed to be the straight hair. Or someone who has straight hair. We've got someone who has straight hair. We have someone who has deep waves. Could be that there's a change in someone being straight. Maybe someone's not straight anymore. Maybe someone's adding things up to the point where someone is maybe more not straight. Which, if that's your thing, by all means, maybe they like nuts instead and they're a male. Because we've got the deep waves here, they've got nuts here, and then they've got straight. Maybe someone is straight, but maybe they've changed that. Something's not adding up. We've got a warrior. Someone who's in complete battle, even when they're sleeping. They have no idea about the battles that they're even facing. Maybe it's something that they can do in their sleep. Like it's nothing to them. Zen, they stay in a state of Zen. We've got the Zen and the rose-colored lenses underneath, and they're going to do that again and again. No matter what the scene calls for, they're going to go ahead and, I don't know why I'm thinking prosper. That's not even the right word. Produce. That's what they produce. White skate, other people's resources, using the other people's resources. The white skate will lay their eggs by the volcanic openings because it has that warmth there. Perhaps this person isn't a place of warmth. This person, or maybe this other individual who is being sent back, maybe they're realizing that this person is a place of warmth and balance, and they keep trying to use that in order to deal with their own negativity and skeletons in their closet. We've got a unicorn. Maybe this person was a unicorn in a past life. Maybe they made everything better with the spoonful of sugar. Someone doesn't like someone being a unicorn and being a nice person and being balanced and centered and kind and healed. Someone's having a hard time with that. Evil eye is in the center of all of that. And I'm hearing rage, vengeance. Someone's dealing with the karma of a house change, or a change of a house, or a change of something that has to do with a house. Ball and chain, it was upside down when I put it down. Whoever this unicorn is, it is a heavy weight for this person to bear. It is hard for them to deal with the fact that this person is a unicorn. This person is who they are. They're calculating how they can isolate and bind this person. Maybe they're trying to bind them to a past life. Someone's trying to slow down a unicorn. No rest for the wicked. The wicked will always be weighed down. Regardless of how you try to calculate it, regardless of what you try to do to alleviate it, there's always going to be that karma to deal with. Perhaps someone's choice to smile now and cry later is being a heavy weight for them at this point. And maybe someone's trying to calculate the fact that, you know what, this is heavy. I'm tired. Now, obviously someone, whoever this rose-colored lens person and the Zen person, they could definitely be feeling weighed down. Why can't I speak? They could also be feeling weighed down because of all of the wickedness that they've had to deal with, because it just keeps coming at them. We have the Loch Ness Monster. Now you see it, now you don't. Is it real? It's kind of like the Sasquatch. Why is everyone so afraid of the Loch Ness Monster when it just lives in the water? Just don't go in the water. It's kind of like one of those movies, right? The scary movie. It's like, if you already know not to go, then why are you going? Oh, let's go see what it is. No, you don't. You just go the other way. Don't entertain it. Maybe it goes far deeper than the Loch Ness Monster. Maybe the Loch Ness Monster, excuse me. I have the incense going. I've got 8 of them going now. We have the deep waves, which could have something to do with the emotion. We got the Loch Ness Monster that has to do with the emotion. And then, of course, the straitjacket that has to do with mental health, right? So we've got this Loch Ness Monster. Maybe it comes in and out of... Maybe they're bipolar. They're in and out of emotional wellness. And there's many layers to that. Maybe they seem like one way on the outside, but there's something else on the inside. There's a lot of sparkling going on. This is a geode. If it's... The outside is just like a rock. Inside, there's just like a lot of magic inside. We've got amusement. Someone could be being amused by this whole scenario. Someone's amused by somebody's ability to have a good time while they're being tormented. Someone's amused at the fact that someone's worth or considering waiting in line for hours, years, decades to go on a 5-second trip. Who's amused, I wonder? Could go with our previous story. We've got Orca here, again with the emotions and the deep emotions. Pulling this out up into the surface, we've got the Orca, and there's a little laptop on top. There was a story how someone lost their phone, and the Orca brought it up from the surface because it was curious about whatever it was, and it knew it came from up above, and it was like, here, I have this for you. I know you thought you lost it, and I know you thought you dipped it off into the deep unknown of the ocean, but here, I'm bringing it back to you. A stick in the mud. Someone could be thinking someone's a stick in the mud, or maybe there's a thought process that is stuck, or maybe someone feels like they are stuck because of whatever happened with this unicorn. Maybe they're feeling like a unicorn is being a stick in the mud. Like, it wasn't so bad. Why are you even tripping out about it? Definitely some amusement going on at the expense of for somebody else. Someone could be amused at the fact that someone can stay so balanced and so positive in a drastic situation. Not knowing that this person is using the resources of all this jealousy, hate, and envy, and they're turning it around into their own benefit and using that as a way to transmute and come back to balance. Now this person has boundaries and they're saying, oh, you're just being a stick in the mud. Come on. We've got to divide. What are we dividing? We're dividing the sprinkle effect. It sprinkles down. It starts at the top and it sprinkles down through the levels. That would go with that geode. Now, if we're going from the top and we're sprinkling it down through the levels, like if it's like a, a sprinkle down effect, it could have something with the way that they were brought up. Someone doesn't want someone to get part of something that was supposed to come down to them. Someone was being a stick in the mud and not dividing it. Semicolon. They could have. Maybe someone needs to just take a pause here, but they keep adding to the story. Maybe they could have stopped talking about it, but they keep on talking about it. I know I questioned myself. It's like, wow, what happened to you or your incident that happened was 20 years ago or not, whatnot. Why do you keep still talking about it? Well, because it keeps coming up in the cards. Someone's frustrated about that. Lost and found. Maybe someone was lost and now they're found. They're taking a peek at something behind a locked door or behind a closed door. Someone's taking a closer look at something and they're seeing a whole array of things. They're seeing how massive this really is. It's no longer just their own karma, but it's the karma that they have to deal with now that affected everybody. Because it's all being exposed. Everything that was tried to be swept under the rug, everything that was tried to be concealed and lost and thrown away is now coming to the surface. And the whole world is going to see what happened. And it's erupting like a volcano. It's going to ooze everywhere. Whether it's someone's personal emotions. Maybe someone was just a stick in the mud for so long about a unicorn that they had to deal with in a past life or even just earlier in their life. That was all they wanted to do was help. Maybe they wanted to conceal something of, why someone was even hurt in the first place. It's all erupting. You can't keep it underground forever. We've got the volcano and the white skate here. Got so many more details. They're partnered here. And here they out on the whole spread. We talked about it and now here it is. Quote unquote. Definitely we talked about it and here it is. And you can quote me. Maybe someone is quoting about what had happened. Is this quote unquote? Maybe someone's trying to divide or separate the things that were said. They're having to deal with the things that they have said. The things that they said that were hurtful and harmful. The things that they said had held somebody's back. and separated them from whatever was supposed to happen for them because of what they said. That's done and over. That's finished. There was some kind of competition going on, and it's done. We've reached the finish line between good and evil, between harming ourselves or harming someone else. Things have been calculated now. The wicked is obvious. The growth or lack of growth is obvious. This person is watering their own grass with the sprinkler system, right? They can see that. They see the difference between someone watering their own grass and the wicked, who just goes for the dry dirt. They don't water the grass. They compete for it instead. You shouldn't have to compete for water, folks. It's a heavy weight to bear. We've got the ball and chain and the weight. What's working out? This whole situation is done and we're working out now, right? Let's work out. Let it go. It's going to be a heavy weight that you get to let go of. And someone's frustrated that maybe that you have let go of that weight. Collecting resources. Using resources. Battling battles in their sleep. That's using the resources, right? That of something you cannot see. Something that you're connected to as you sleep. And someone is frustrated that you've got that many layers available to you at your disposal. So maybe someone's going to let go of this whole competition, letting go of trying again. In a new scene, in a new act. Okay, now we're at the park. Let's try this scene again. Okay, now we're at someone's business place. Let's try this scene again. Hey, now we're in an alley. Let's try this scene again. Hey, now we're in a personal relationship. Let's try this scene again. Maybe that's coming to an end and they're letting that go. These resources that have been buried or collected and lost and stuck in a tree, those were, maybe the squirrel lost it. And now someone's finding them and locating them with some kind of tracker. Heck, maybe someone put a tracker in somebody's, maybe it was a test of some kind of investigation, and they put a tracker in something and they decided to track this person's resources. Where was this money moving to? Where did this money come from? How in the heck did it get here? Why is this money lost? Where is it going? What's the outcome, folks? Exclamation. What? What? Parentheses. An interruption of thought, more information, and to put it beside. All right, what's the more information? Oh, it has to do with maybe a workplace or someone who was trying to climb the ladder. Maybe someone was trying to get high. To give height, to reach something in a higher level. I don't know why I'm thinking had to prove themselves. Maybe someone got involved in something and now they're being forced to be quiet, and someone's literally saying, I'm going to create a natural disaster in your life that you're going to need to be saved from in order to be a part of all of this. It's a board member of sorts, perhaps. A board member that has to do with resources, with deep waves. Magnify. Someone's going to take a closer look at how somebody got promoted, perhaps, how they reached that higher state of maybe finances. The female seahorse, the one that gives all of her resources to the male seahorses in order for him to incubate and give birth to it. Are these the resources that were taken? Obviously. They took her resources. And it made her have to swim upstream in order to provide these resources. She had to work so much harder. But she kept on swimming upstream. And she kept on working hard because it was just who she is. It's who she's meant to be. It's who she's destined to be. It was the way she was designed to keep on swimming upstream, regardless of how hard it is. Because she was destined to lay those eggs. Perhaps this whole storyline was something that was destined in order for whoever this person is who was overcome by their own tendencies of evil and jealousy to expose their closet. This one little salmon and a whole group of salmon who also swim upstream to be able to fulfill their destiny of exposing the people who are like this. Not intentionally, perhaps, but they were just designed to be that way. It's like the salmon doesn't say, yeah, I'm swimming upstream so I can go ahead and give birth to all these things and I can be part of some, repopulating the earth. A salmon doesn't say that. They just do. They just do what they were meant to do. And they ask nothing from it but to do their part. Six cards here. Earth was made in 6 days, and on the 7th day we rested, right? So the work was done on the 6th day. The salmon's work was done on the 6th day, and the whole reason for the salmon working as hard as it was working was to test someone's integrity, folks. There are certain people who are walking this earth whose mere intention of even existing is to be the caveat, the catalyst, the test of all of the other people, of their integrity, of who they are, what they are, and where they're headed. Will you sell your integrity? And in this case, for this person with that evil eye who is going back to the prison system, they sold their integrity. And just like I started in the beginning, you cannot blame other people for offering you this choice to decide which direction you're going to go into. That's not that person's fault. It's the person who's making the choice's fault for which side you decided to go with. But the overall energy, folks, is the transformation, life after death. They say there's life after death, and that's what's being illuminated here. So now that you've sold your integrity, or you know someone who sold their integrity, right? Because we're on either side of this whole scenario. Either you're the person who's swimming upstream, or you're the person who sold the integrity, or heck, maybe after someone took the resources of this individual, since they're taking a closer look at it, maybe their life is much harder now because they've got to deal with their consequence. But the whole point, to go back to where I was going, so sorry, this is also the ADD card. My point in what I was saying is that you're responsible for your own choices and decisions because you made them, regardless of what parts of it or what brought you to that point with the calculator. Doesn't matter what created you to go into this situation of mental health, because ultimately that choice is yours. The choice is yours, as my voice is cracking. There's no one to blame. And on the other side, there's no one to congratulate. But do you really need to be congratulated for being a good person? Just saying. Though if I do run into good people who are doing a good job and are nice, I will mention, it is nice to see you. Thank you for being who you are. This is the final card, and this is the very beginning here. In the same regard of what I was saying, that the salmon is here just to do what they're meant to do, the other people who are hiding their skeletons in their closets and whatnot, they're here and they're meant to be the people who they are as well. Those people who do wrong, make poor decisions, who harm other people, they're here to strengthen the other people who are meant to provide those resources for them to have that option. It all works interchangeably. All the moving parts at an amusement park, right? All these people walking around the amusement park, there is purpose. They're there for a reason. They're paid their ticket price. They're in the park. And what they do with it is up to them. Do you want to walk around and do all the rides? Do you want to walk around and just eat? Everyone has a taste for something. Everyone has a different level of entertainment. Everyone has the opportunity to fill their time with however they want. And here they are. Here we are, all in one place. Trying to divide the stick in the muds with those who sprinkle a little knowledge or love on people. To divide the people who speak from the people who just weigh people down with their mental health issues. The ball and chain is the center card of the entire spread. Selling your integrity will always weigh you down, especially when it's time to pass. I know these are recurring themes and it keeps happening over and over and over again, but heck, it's just been a day or two. We're in the same energy of. But now there's a closer look at the fact that someone did sell their integrity. This whole competition, regardless if people knew that they were in a competition or not, is pretty much done and over because it's being seen for what it is. They see that this person has the resources. This could be male or female energy, folks. But they see where the resources or the eggs of this seahorse, they see where they went. And she's still holding on to that seahorse, the male seahorse here. It's time to let it go. Someone could be coming in to say, hey, and they're going to act like it's a casual thing. Maybe they're going to come in, appear to be all vulnerable. Per se. That's per se. This is root upside down. Could have something to do with the family tree, or maybe it's someone who's not part of the family. They just want to create drama. They're going to throw magic at it, like drama, chaos magic, I guess it's called. Their memories about things is a little bit skewed because it's upside down. That's the theme. Don't touch that individual. It's someone, a friend, they're out of touch. A friend who is out of touch, and it's not going to work with work upside down. It's just not going to work. Someone's not remembering something. With that being said, folks, please do something productive today. Make it a great day. Always speak in line with how you want to be remembered, because you will be quoted. He said, she said. All that's done and over. Let's make it great, shall we? There's other people just like you, whatever side of the fence you're on. And those are the people that are going to be coming around you. Depending on the side of karma you're on, I hope you're happy with that. I don't mean to laugh, but I don't know. I've never minded crying because I knew it would be happy later. With that being said, folks, make it a great day.